Drivers, start your engine.
All right, hey everybody, welcome to JHRacing. I thought I'd just do a quick video, show you some quick and kind of really cool macros that you can set up really easily in iRacing. And what we'll do is we'll just go through a couple of basics here. Down here, of course, we have at the bottom in the center our black box, and we can set macros to. So I press a button on my steering wheel or on my button box, and I can flip through the various screens that are available to me. So I'm going to go over to here under fuel. I have an add fuel, begin fueling, remaining estimated laps, windshield tear off, and my fast repairs. Nothing is checked right now. The next black box is my tires. Make air pressure adjustments and click the replace or not replace. I don't want to replace tires. And I've got tire information and pit stop adjustments like the front wing, the rear wing offset, and then in-car adjustments. The only thing I really sometimes play around with here is the front brake pressure bias. This is the second one down here. In Indy cars, you can adjust the anti-roll bar at the front and the rear. This setup from iRacing comes with 6 at the front and 1 in the rear. Sometimes I make it 5 and 2. Weight jacker adjustments, and then engine mapping, which I don't really worry about. So weight jacker, shifting weight forwards or backwards in your car sometimes helps you with your turn in at a corner. You might want to make an adjustment to that on the fly while you're driving, like halfway through a fuel run at Indianapolis here, which is where we are in the Dallara IR18. I'm going to leave it at 0 right now. But let's say you want to make some in-car adjustments, but you're driving and you're in traffic, and you can't just grab your mouse and try clicking around and everything and concentrating on that while there's action going on in front of you. So what you like to do is assign these to a button box or to buttons on your steering wheel if you have that. And that's what I've done. So I'm going to go out for a little spin, and then I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to show you some quick ways to assign macros, and then I'm going to show you something surprising that maybe you didn't realize you could do. So let's just put this back to lap timing screen for now, and I'm going to head out of the pits. And the first thing I'm going to do is I have assigned the pit limiter to a button that's right close to my thumb on the steering wheel. So as I go out, I can put my pit limiter on. It's on right now, and I won't go above 60. Now I'm out, I can press it again, and now I can accelerate away. A very convenient way of having your pit limiter assigned to a button right by your thumb. Go out and run a lap here. The screen that's flashing on the right side of my black box is my Z1 software, and it's flashing when it wants me to shift gears. Right now, I've got it set for an IndyCar dash. Just in 5th gear. Heading around Indianapolis. That's pretty cool. It wants you to shift into 6th, but I find it's better just to stay in 5th for the whole lap here. Again, you don't really want to take your eyes off the road to do a lot of changes, so it's good to have a button to go through your black boxes, so you can go through it here. You can see right now that I've got my fuel is set for maximum fuel, which is 18.5 gallons. And my windshield tear-off is set with a check mark. No fast repairs are checked because there aren't any fast repairs in this practice session. If you crash, just head back to the pits, tow yourself, press escape, whatever you've got it set to, and you start again for practice. But it would be convenient maybe to adjust my fueling. Maybe I'm near the end of the race and I don't want to take tires, and I just want to put a small amount of fuel in the tank. So again, I got a button here. I can just press it, and look at that. It changed down to add just 4 gallons. Now I've set that for that amount. You can set it for whatever you want. I'll show you that in a second. And these are little changes that you may already be aware of because they come as sort of preset macros in iRacing. All you have to do is map them to a button or a keyboard command or something like that. I map them to buttons on my steering wheel and on my button box just to make it a little easier for me. Now if I go to the next screen, I've got a button that's mapped right to tires, so I press it, I go right to tires. And you can see that right now my tires are going to be replaced if I come into the pits. But maybe I don't want to replace my tires. Maybe I just want to come in for a quick splash and go. So I can clear that. Got a button, I press it, and look at that. I'm not going to put any new rubber on my car when I come in for a pit stop. So now I've got it set for a short fuel, no tire type pit stop. It's kind of cool. Now let's say you are in a race that does have one or more fast repairs available to you in it. If you get into a wreck and you tow yourself back to get yourself towed back to the pits, or you manage to make it back there by yourself, you want your fast repair on. So it's nice to have a button that you can just press that puts the fast repair on. Likewise, maybe you're in a situation where you're coming into the pits and your fast repair is set on, which iRacing does automatically for you. It's part of the app INI program. Maybe you don't want that, and maybe you forgot about it, and you remember all of a sudden, oh, I don't want a fast repair, and because you want to save it for later. So you have a button map to take off the fast repair is kind of convenient. Instead of having to cycle through your black boxes and find it, and then try to click it off with various maybe keyboard commands, or if you have buttons mapped to do that. So it's kind of nice to have these buttons that just one push and it automatically does stuff for you. But what I was trying to say a second ago is maybe you've been involved in a wreck and you're going to use a fast repair, but at the same time when you're doing your fast repair, you don't want to have them fill up your tank and take time filling up your tank and changing your tires, because the fast repair is going to reset your car with all that stuff. So why would you reset your car with fresh tires and full tank of gas and then have iRacing do it all over again? You're going to sit in the pit for an extra, I don't know, depending on what you're racing, an extra 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Well, that happens. So you'd like to have a button that maybe will clear everything. And again, I have that as well. I'll go back to fuel here. Yeah, I've set my fuel for the shallow in the corner there, sorry. Again, see, even looking at split second for which button I want to press, you know, is dangerous. You want to be able to find that button easily without wrecking. Okay, so I have my, you can see that there's no fast repair, but I do have 4 gallons of gas ready to go into the car, and windshield tear off is set with a check mark. And let's say pretend there was a fast repair set there. What I could do is, so if I say no, I don't want any of that, I can clear it all. There's a way you can do that. Now that's not a macro that's set in iRacing anywhere, but it's one that you can make really easily. And I'm just going to do it by, I've mapped it. Here I go. Press the button. Look at that. No fuel, No windscreen tear-off now, no fast repair if there was one, and no change of tires if there was still change of tires set. So that's a kind of what we call a clear all command, and it's just mapped to one button. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to come into the pits now. Again, I've got my pit limiter here, ready to go. And here we go, into the pits, going down, I'm going to put my pit limiter on right now, and speed up. You can see that my car holds at 60 miles per hour because that's the pit speed limit here at Indy. So, no matter how much I press the accelerator, no, it won't go any faster than 60. Oh, almost missed my pit box there. Okay. So I'm going to come out of this now.
Laps of fuel 19.
And we'll go into our options settings here. Okay. I'm sure you're familiar with these. Under drive, you can change your steering mapping and your brakes, and do all your calibration for your steering wheels and brake pedals and gearbox. If you're using an H pattern gearbox, there's a few macros here, like looking left, looking right, looking up, down, and then exiting, entering, or towing your car, which is an important one to have. So I have that one set to a button on my steering wheel. Left and right are functions on my steering wheel. So I've done that. I haven't assigned anything to look up or down. I don't think I need to look up or down in my cockpit, so I don't do it very often. They've got options, graphics, replay, sound, controls. Now, controls is where you go to find all of the iRacing macros. They've got macros for the handbrake, second throttle, second brake, second clutch, ignition and starter, which I use. I've assigned those to buttons on my steering wheel. There's the speed limiter, which I have a button on my steering wheel. Push to pass. I don't have that one assigned yet, but I'm thinking of doing that. I could assign it very easily to a button. In fact, maybe I will assign it right now. So right now it's assigned to a keyboard command, which is Shift Control 7, but I don't like reaching over and finding keys, especially if I got to press 3 keys like Shift, Control, and 7 while I'm driving and I'm trying to pass somebody. That's a bit much for me to do. So to assign these macros, very easy. You just click on the existing one, and it says, okay, push to pass, overtake. Choose a control to engage to push or pass an overtake system unassigned. So I'm going to push a button on my steering wheel. There it is. It's been assigned to a specific button on my steering wheel. So the next time I want to do push to pass, I can just press that button, and I put it on my steering wheel pretty close to where my thumb is on my left-hand side, so it's easy to keep steering and press the button.
The guy ahead has just done a 41.43.
Button for DRS if you're into Formula One, and then lots of other things here, tear-off visor, etc. In-car adjustments, again, my brake bias, I have that set to something. You can again, lots of things you can assign here, whatever you're using in your car. Over here on the right side, what do I have assigned? Not much. This is all sort of in-car type controls, and there's telemetry, and I don't really use any of those. Here's my black box controls, so I got buttons assigned for next and previous black box, and for the fuel black box and the tire black box, because those are the ones I find essential to look at. And then we have next control, which is like a little toggle that allows you to go up and down, left and right within the black box. So I've got those assigned. There's replay controls. I just leave those the way they are because when I'm watching a replay, I can easily use the keyboard. I don't have to do any steering. One that I'm just trying to remember where it is. Oh yeah, it's right here. Toggle the UI. Alt-K. Everybody kind of knows that one. It's Alt-K. Press Alt-K and you see all of your iRacing UI things come up on screen, and then you can move them around, and lots of videos have been done on that one. But I don't know if you know, you can change it. You can change it to something else if you want. You can change it to a button on your button box if you really wanted to. But then when everyone says to you, oh, just press Alt-K, of course Alt-K wouldn't work if you change it to something else. So it's probably better just to leave it as Alt-K because it's sort of a standard. So those are a lot of good macros that you can use, and iRacing provides you with them as keyboard commands, and you can change them to button box or buttons on your steering wheel commands. But what you may not have known is if you go back over here to options, second from the left at the bottom of the box, when you look at your auto text chat, now everyone's familiar with this. Oh, you press 1 for pitting in. If you do that, a little message pops up and it says on the screen pitting in, and so if you're driving along and you see that, you might see someone's pressed that and they're pitting in. I think it's better to have a headset and a mic and verbally communicate that. Pitting out, passing left, passing right, sorry, thanks. There's one that says quit your jibber jabber or something like that, but you don't have to use these. Again, these are sort of keyboard commands, but you'll notice that underneath thanks, I have a bunch of my own that are mapped to different buttons. The first one I have, it says hashtag FFRF LRRRWS fuel 10G and a $sign. So this is the command to change everything when I pit. Change all 4 tires, the windscreen, and fuel it up 10G. 10G is not a full tank of fuel. It's not a short fuel. It's sort of a little bit more than a short fuel, I guess. So it's sort of a fuel for maybe if you got like go the last maybe the last 10 laps. It depends what car you're racing, right? So, but it's not a short fuel, but it's certainly not a full fuel. So if I just want to change everything and just put a small amount of fuel in because I'm close to the end of the race, but I really do need to change my tires and I'll change the windscreen, I press this button on my button box. The next one I've got is the hashtag, and it's got FR, which means fast repair, and then $sign. So this is a button that if I click it, it will go from 0 to 1 fast repair, or 1 to 2, or depending on how many you've got. It turns fast repair on. The next one is a clear button, and this clears everything. Like I showed you, clears tires, clears fuel, clears windscreen, clears fast repair. Good to press if you're in a wreck, because you don't need you go back to the pits, you're going to get everything fixed if you have your fast repair on. So all you need is clear all and then click your fast repair. Everything's done for you. You don't want to refuel twice or change tires twice, especially if it's a tire limited race. Here's one that's the hashtag and minus FR $sign. So this is take away a fast repair. So if you got it set at 1, that race starts at like 1 fast repair, you can just click that button on that once you've assigned it to a steering wheel or a button box, take it away. This one is just for clearing tires. Now the next ones are the ones that you see that are already programmed into iRacing, changing your right side tires, changing all tires, fuel 4 gram, which is sort of like short fuel, and fuel the 10 gram, which is not quite the short, it's a little bit more than the short. So you can change any of these that you want. You can change any of them, whatever you want. If you want a button that just says change the windscreen, let's say I'll take off this thing that says thanks. See, it's editable. And I'm going to click right beside the $sign. Now you need the $sign at the end because that kind of is a command that tells the iRacing program that this is going to be a keystroke on your keyboard. If I'm assigning it to a button, I'm under the impression I don't need to have it, but I leave it anyways. It doesn't seem to mess anything up. So I'm just going to delete off the word thanks. I got to put in the hashtag. The hashtag is sort of the beginning of the command. And now I'm going to put in the iRacing's code for the windscreen, which is just WS. So right now, if I just want to change the windscreen, if that's all I want to do, which I don't really think that's all I would want to do, I can now click over here and assign it to a button on my button box. I'm just going to put it back at set 6 because I'm not going to use this one. The ones that I put in are ones that I find I use frequently. Changing all the tires, getting a small amount of fuel, throw the windscreen in there. Fast repair on, clear everything off, fast repair off, clearing all the tires, just changing right side tires, just changing all tires, just a short fuel and just a medium fuel. So you can go in and change any of these to whatever you want. The most common commands are the tires and the fuel and the fast repair and the clear tires. But there are other commands. So if you type in, for example, hashtag help with a question mark and then the $, it'll give you a list of all the different commands that you can pick if you want to do that. So that's really kind of cool. So these are macros that you can assign to various buttons, but maybe what you didn't know, which is the cool part, is you can write in your own macro as long as you know what the iRacing codes are for these things. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's the video for today. Sorry, it was maybe a little longer than I wanted it to be, but it's really a neat way to make your own macros that you can assign to the keyboard or to your steering wheel or button box for very specific functions in iRacing. Adding fast repairs, removing fast repairs, tires, clearing tires, short fuel, long fuel, clear everything. It's pretty cool, and you can mess around with this and design a long string of something that you want to happen every time you come into the pits under certain circumstances. So it's pretty cool. So I've just kind of gotten started doing this in the last couple weeks, and it's been working fantastic. Just a quick press of a button on my steering wheel or on the button box, and you're ready to go. Okay, so I hope you found that not only interesting, but also very useful. And if it improves your iRacing, that's great. I hope it does. We'll see you next time on JHRacing. Remember to hit the YouTube site and subscribe. We have prize giveaways for our subscribers. So take care, happy racing. Go kick some tires and light some fires. Bye for now.